Yo, what is going on, good people of the interwebs? Once again, I'm back. I took a break. We'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about red oceans and something that I realized during my break. So that's what we're going to talk about today. By the way, this is Adventures in Digital Marketing. This is my I want to say daily show, but I haven't been on here daily in a couple weeks. Because I took a break, again, needed just to back up and get some perspective. But I do plan on going back to going daily on this and in my Facebook group as well. Got to figure out the logistics of that. Was trying to look into that this morning. Didn't really get anywhere with it. But as I'm always coming in here and doing live on my Facebook profile. Anyway, I figured this is where I would start and come in and check things out. So, if we haven't met before, if you don't know who I am, if I'm just some dude that's showing up in your feed this, for the first time where, we added each other as friends at some point and you don't have any clue who I am, my name is Rob. I'm a web designer and developer, and I help people to do business better online. I actually stole that line from my friend Justin Lucas Savage. He used to use that a long time ago for his intro to his show called CoachRadio.tv. He's not really doing that anymore, I don't think. But that's what I do is, we all get started in this game and we have different techniques and those kinds of things. I help people put together the solutions to make things work and make things work better, faster, easier, and to allow you to focus on nailing down your area of expertise. So anyway, first off, just want to, for those that are with me live, thank you for being with me live. If you would leave me a comment, a like, or a heart or something like that below, I would really appreciate that. It helps me to extend my reach and get this in front of more people. The Facebook algorithm looks at this and sees that things are interesting here. People are interested, so helps me to move things along. So I really appreciate that. Hit me up with hashtag live too, by the way, if you're with me live, or if you're watching on the replay, hit me up with hashtag replay below in the comments. I would really appreciate that. So where have I been? I had to stop, just to put it mildly. This whole idea of creating content every day is a great discipline to engage in, and I'm still creating content. I just haven't been coming on here live and doing my live show, my podcast and whatnot. But the discipline of doing things live is definitely worth it, without a doubt. The challenge that comes along with the things that are happening with that is a different story altogether. So bear with me. My dogs are talking to each other. So Hurley, who is no longer a puppy, is talking to Daisy. So hang with me for a second. All right, so I'm back. This is Daisy, by the way, if you haven't met Daisy. She was one of the ones that was out there making a lot of noise. And Hurley gets a little too excited and too fired up for her. She's much smaller than he is. When we brought him home, he was this size. Now he's 45 pounds and enormous. So anyway, I needed some perspective, though. I needed to be able to get back and to, just evaluate and clear my head of all of the things that was going on in it. And I just needed to stop and get some perspective. Nothing was wrong. My family and I, we went on vacation. We spent a couple days down in Orlando at Disney, which was amazing. and much needed. But I just wanted to, take some time and figure out, what's going on? What am I doing? What's happening here? What's working? What's not working? Because one of the things I think that we all struggle with is this idea that when we do a live video, or we do a YouTube video, or we write a blog post, or we create content that's supposed to be engaging and interesting, and you don't get really much traction on it when you look at your analytics and your stats, it's discouraging. And it's frustrating, and you don't know what you are doing that's successful. You don't know what you're doing that's wrong or right, and it just makes life, very challenging from a content creation perspective. So, I needed to just back up and get some perspective and take some time off and figure out what I was doing. So that being said, I learned some stuff. It was great. It was a time of refreshing for sure, and it was it was good. I really needed that time to to kind of get things back in order. So that's why I haven't been around for the last couple weeks. But like I said, I plan on coming back in here and doing a lot of the same things that I was doing before, which is coming in here daily during the weekdays and talking to you about what's working, what's not working, documenting my own journey, and helping you guys to see behind the curtain of what it's like to build a digital business. And maybe learn something along the way. Maybe I'll share something that would be insightful or helpful at some point. So anyway, all right, so that's that. That's where I've been. What I do want to talk about today is one of the things that I realized over those last few weeks that I've been offline is the red ocean, right? The red ocean, blue ocean strategy is a book that I've written about on my blog. Russell Brunson talks about it in Expert Secrets, and there's a there is the idea is that you want to be in the blue ocean. You want to be in a place where the competition is not so fierce, where you can actually get your voice heard, and you don't want to be in the red ocean where all the sharks are that are feeding on all the small fish and whatnot in that particular marketplace. I'm not going to go into all of that. Most of you guys will know what I'm talking about when it comes to the red ocean versus the blue ocean. Here's the thing, though. Here's the biggest challenge that I see that I realized over this last couple weeks. And it really was just one of those kind of eureka type of moments where the idea was that, it was just like the light came on for me to see something that was already there. And most of the people that I'm associated with, friends with, connected with in this digital marketing world, specifically on Facebook, but other places as well, it would seem to me that they don't necessarily realize that the ClickFunnels world and the digital marketing space is one enormous red ocean. There's so many people that are trying to compete for your attention in the digital marketing space. It's really insane. And, I've been kind of hinting at it for a while, just noticing it because, one of my big pet peeves that I've seen is that, coaches teaching other coaches how to market to other coaches so they can teach them how to coach. It's like this vicious circle where there's no substance, right? Where all we're doing is talking about how to sell, but we're not doing anything where we're actually selling anything of value. So let me know in the comments below if you ever seen what was the name of that movie? Dang it, I can't remember which one it was. It had something to do with, and my wife would probably know this if she was sitting here, but there was a scene in the movie where, one of the the main characters in the story was this guy who was like a Wall Street finance guy. And, he was all about, making money, buying companies, chopping up companies, and so on and so forth. But somebody else, and I want to say it was a kid or somebody who had the innocence of youth, like a young person or something, asked him, yeah, but what do you actually make? And it was kind of this recurring thing for him that stuck with him in the movie, where he didn't know. He's like, well, we don't actually manufacture anything. We, make money by, making these different financial transactions and so on and so forth. But the person that was asking this question was asking from the perspective, but yeah, do you actually make anything yourself? And the moral of the story of that was, I think by the end of the movie, they ended up buying some company or creating something that where they actually made something. And I could be, way off base. Pretty Woman was was one of the movies that came to mind, but I'm 90% sure that wasn't it. But the idea is this, right? So we're in these, coaches are coaching other coaches how to coach. I get it. There's nothing wrong with coaching other people how to coach, right? There's nothing wrong with that at all. But the substance, right? Who are the markets? Who are the people that you're helping that aren't coaches, right? Because everything that I see, like on Facebook, like you look at people's Facebook profiles and stuff like that, so many people are talking about generate unlimited leads for free, or or on autopilot. I saw one this morning. It was, who wants to get my latest teaching on how to, generate unlimited leads with your new lead magnet on autopilot. And I get it. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But when there's so many different people in that space that are doing the same thing, what are you doing that is actually making a difference or moving the needle, or or helping people in a unique way, right? So what happens is your competition becomes everybody else in the space. All you bring to it is your name, right? You bring your name, and maybe you were able to get some results. And there are those people in there that, that just like any, red ocean, there are some big names in the space that have been really successful with the things that they're doing. But then there's the other 95% of everybody else who's trying to get into that, that red ocean and grab some small piece of that market to, sell the same things. And so, so over my break, that's really what I've been thinking about is, what is it about me that is getting me out of the red ocean and into the blue ocean? And that's where I've been working really hard. I've been working really hard on creating stuff to help me to get out of the red ocean, to get into the blue ocean, and to continue to build my own brand, to build my own following, and to build the value that I bring to the marketplace. So, I mean, that's really what it's all about, is finding out what you're doing. So instead of trying to be just another, affiliate marketer, or instead of trying to be just another, lead generation expert, or, instead of just trying, being another person who is another coach that doesn't know what the hell they're doing anyway. Because let me let you in on something. Most of these people that claim to be coaches in this space don't have the slightest clue what they're doing. If they were doing it, they would be doing it for themselves, and they're not doing it for themselves. Therefore, why are you listening to these people? That's another story for another day. But the big challenge is, what are you doing? What about your life, your knowledge, your skills, your abilities, your experiences can you bring to the table that will help people who come from that same space to get to where you are with what you're doing with online business. There, and there is where it really makes all the difference in the world. So if you are a contractor, as an example, what do other contractors need to know that you've learned in your experience that you've been able to execute and be successful with? And I'm not talking about, you don't even need to be like this, ginormous, $100 million a year general contracting business. That's great if you are, but you can be, just, a standard general contractor who does remodeling or builds homes or stuff like that, where there are people that are in your space that would love to learn from your expertise, that have helped them, to help them to get to where you are and have some more success in their own businesses. That, I think, is where the real, what's the word I'm looking for? The real value is for helping or being successful with an online business, is finding out those places where you bring unique value, where you're not like everybody else that's, a coach teaching other coaches how to coach and market, right? You are now relying on your own expertise, your own experience, your own knowledge, your own skills, your own abilities to help people to take the next step and get out of the red ocean and get into the blue. Because here's one thing that's true: when you've had at least any kind of modicum of success in your own career, there are people that want to know what you've done and how you've done it, right? And there's no one else that is as unique as you are to be able to speak to them in that space. So that's why all the affiliate marketers, all of the ClickFunnels affiliates and all of the, the other, the coaches coaching other coaches on how to coach, or coaches, the coaches teaching other coaches how to sell coaching is what I was trying to say there. But that's where, that it doesn't make any difference, right? They're a dime a dozen. There's just thousands of these people that are out there, people that are coming and applying to work for me, right? They're coming and trying to get a job with me, in order to, earn some income. But at the same time, they're not, you look at their Facebook profile and they're a lead generation pro, or they're a biz development pro or something like that. Really? What are we talking about here? What's going on? Get out of here with that. So anyway, find your blue ocean. Look at your own life, your own knowledge, skills, and abilities, experience, and start looking there. Quit looking and trying to be a lead generation expert and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, this is much longer than a normal video, but I just wanted to come in here and talk about that stuff. So hopefully that will make some sense for you. If you've got questions, let me know below in the comments. For those of you that have been with me live, I really appreciate it. For those that are listening on the replay, thank you. I appreciate it. Go to roborr.net and catch up on all of this stuff. There's a lot of stuff there. Lots of really good content is at my blog. So anyway, you guys have a fantastic day. Take care. Bye.